I was doing like a little video the other day, bro,
Okay.
and I popped it in the laptop since the iMac's broken. Popped it in the laptop, looking at myself, and I was like, bro, those are wrinkles. I look old.
Really? Really? Now you're noticing your wrinkles?
So all this time that we did this podcast, that we started this podcast, I was thinking we're millennials. I'm beginning to
No.
start to realize that
God, no.
we're boomers.
W-
So
First of all, we're not boomers. We're Gen X.
Gen X, there.
Gen
I
X.
even
Boomers
got
are our
the
parents, dude.
generation wrong, right? So I was wondering, was there, for me that was the moment. Do you ever have you ever had a time recently, or has it been a long time ago that you like realized that you were old, that you're Gen X?
No, not at all. I get realize. I get. It's every day. What are you talking about? Every day. Every day I wake up, my daughter messes around with me, makes me reminds me every day that I'm old, fat, and bald.
No, that's
So
just that's funny. But what I mean is like disgusting old. Like, oh my gosh, I am gonna die.
yeah, I remember a few months ago when I broke my ankle.
Like I'm degrading like I'm shriveling up like a raisin. Like, that kind of feeling. Not like, oh, my daughter's making me feel old because I'm running out of breath climbing up the stairs. No, not that kind of old. It's like I'm gonna die on the side of the street and nobody's gonna care. Like sad kind of realization.
Yeah, I think it's more like realizing that I ended up being the old people that I despised back then.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, sitting in line and you notice a bunch of young kids just doing really annoying things and talking about the stupidest things ever,
Like being on their phone while you're standing in line
right? Or some whatever, and
and you're
it
not.
I'm just getting annoyed. Like, seriously, why don't you guys talk to each other? You know, and I end up realizing I'm doing the exact same thing that we hate about those people that we hated back then. It's annoying.
What else did we hate back then? Did you hate people that had pagers?
No, I was one of those guys. I
Oh
had
yeah,
I
no, you were one of those guys that first had a pager like in
correct.
school.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
wow, social pager.
I was one of
I
the
was one of
guys
those.
that had the cell phone, the pager. It was-
Oh, I was one of those, feeling artists that was like, I don't need a pager.
Man, I was so stupid that I actually took pagers and clipped it on my stupid shirt like that, like what we used to do back then.
That what you used to do back then.
You'd clip it on your sweater or your shirt or your hat. It's so
Wow.
stupid, you know. Although the art of sending messages through pagers, wow,
Mm.
that was a skill on its own. You know, creating letters or words out of numbers, like "I love you, babe," instead of saying spelling out the word "I love you," it's 143, and
I
then
remember.
babe.
Listen, I had a. I want to ask you what the code for a baby is in a second, but aside from carrying like how you're gonna. Oh, and I remember changing the covers of those pagers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
They
exactly.
had different. I mean, they came in black, and but you could change the color. Um,
Transparent,
aside from the way we carry it, though,
right?
I don't remember much about you. You had to call an operator to get your message across, though, right?
No, what are you
How
talking
did you?
about? You just
How
send it.
did?
You dial it in.
Oh, you dial it in, but you don't talk to an operator.
No, you don't talk to an operator. You literally.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. 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 I get confused because
Okay.
here in the Philippines, we had to talk to an operator. So there
What
was
do
a
you
little
mean?
bit of awkwardness that went on. Yeah, I remember I had to call an operator to type in a message or something like, "Oh no, I had one of those pagers that had actual like 3 lines or 2 or 3 lines." Did you ever have one of those?
I did, but I didn't. Never used it. I
Right.
didn't.
So
I just kept using the
the
number
numbered
messages.
the
Yeah.
the digital one. Okay, okay, that's why I
Right.
get confused. So it started off with just numbers, and then when I got a pager here in the Philippines, I had one of those ones that had that had two or three lines that would come across, and then you actually had to call an operator to get those lines on the phone. So what was the code for Babe?
8883. I mean,
Got it.
143 is literally shortened for I love you because
Yeah,
I, and then for
yeah,
LOVEU.
yeah. So you get on a payphone and then you just dial the numbers down.
Yes. You dial the phone number for the pager and then you start click, 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 click,
Uh,
all that stuff for the phone number or the
right.
numbers to generate the words.
But without a screen, you're actually typing those numbers down,
Correct.
hoping that it'll get to the other side.
So if this was a pager, like the screen you're reading from is probably
Uh,
this thick, but it's that short, right? And then the
uh,
numbers will flash across like that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know. J- just like if you're reading the banner down below the screen right
Right.
now, the words are, but it's all numbers. But you could actually spell out,
Yeah, yeah,
words
yeah.
like boobs is 80085 boobs.
Jeez. But so so you never got to those ones that had like operators in between that so you can
We did have that one, but it cost more to actually have that kind of service.
so yun social.
Oh, so shot. It's like
Yeah.
upgrade, can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had one of those, and I don't remember how it was done. I guess now talking about it, you had to call the operator. I don't remember I just remember carrying the pager around and that awkward feeling of having to like, Mom, please pick me up. That awkward thing that you have to say to the operator, which
Right,
I'm
right,
sure they
right.
couldn't care less. But I still know that it's a human on the other side that I'm speaking with, and there's
Yeah.
still something going on in their head. And I just remember that awkward feeling. So
Right.
yeah, wow, pagers. Okay, so that's it. So I was looking at myself the other day, and I was like, on video, damn, I look old.